I am your host with the locks that rocks, Adam Richmond, and this is your official podcast of Rocklahoma, Surviving Rocklahoma, and I am joined by the original voice of Saliva, Josey Scott. What's up, man?
Yo, what's up, Adam? I'm glad to be with you today.
I'm glad to have you with you, man. With us, man. Now, I bumped into you last year at Rocklahoma, and after, you know how it goes. Whenever you see somebody, next thing you know, you see them everywhere. What brings you to Oklahoma, man?
Well, I came here originally in 2003 and did a show at a place called the Voodoo Lounge, and met my beautiful wife that night, and had just a magical kind of Romeo and Juliet style love story, and we got married a year later to the day. On the show was on May 29th, 2003, and a year later on May 29th, 2004, we got married at Graceland in Memphis at Elvis's house. That's where I'm from. I was born and raised in Memphis, and after we lived there for a while, we sort of moved around between Nashville and Memphis, and decided we wanted to go back and be closer to our other two children that Kendra, my wife, had before we were married, Dylan and Brittany. And Dylan's actually my rhythm guitar player now, Dynamite DeLone.
Wow.
And so we moved back to Tulsa, Oklahoma, to be closer to family, and I've just loved it, man. I'm a total Okie now.
Well, and do you find like that's a natural transition going from Memphis to Oklahoma? I mean, we're both, we're country souls, even though we're in different geographical locations.
Yeah, I'm a city guy. My wife calls me city mouse, and I call her country mouse. But I've lived, being from Memphis, my parents are from Mississippi, so I lived in northern Mississippi a lot. We call it South Memphis, but I lived in northern Mississippi in different towns, and Tishomingo and Iuka and Tupelo and different places.
Wow.
And so I'm definitely familiar with the country aspect. I grew up in the South, and I love it. I love the area we live in. It's a safe place to raise your children, and that means a lot to me because we have three little ones. Well, I say little, one's 17 and the other two are 12 and 8. So it's a good place to raise your kids, man.
Man, you got them with fun years now too, don't you? Well, all best wishes to those teenage years. I've got a couple of them myself.
Yeah. And they're all three of them are gorgeous too. Which two of them are girls, so that kind of worries the shit out of me.
Right. I always tell my daughter, I was like, "Baby, you better be glad I'm pretty." So tell me a little bit about getting married. You said Graceland?
Yeah, we got married at Graceland. We were gonna get married at a golf resort type place out in a place called Pickwick, Tennessee, down by the Tennessee River.
Right.
And we went to a Grammy event, and me and my wife were still dating, and we went to a Grammy event in Memphis, and ran into DJ Fontana and Scotty Moore, Elvis's original guitar player and drummer. And we were explaining that we had just gotten engaged and we were about to be married. And he goes, "Well, you're such a huge Elvis fan." And I was like, "Hell yeah." And he goes, "Well, why don't you guys just get married at Graceland?" And I was like, "What? Wow. That's a thing?" And he goes, "Yeah, man, they got a chapel in the woods, and holds about 200 or 300 people." And I was like, okay, I didn't even know that was a possibility. So we sort of looked into it and talked to the people of Graceland, and they were so, sweet and kind, and welcomed us right in. And we ended up getting to set up our wedding plans at Graceland, and our whole family got to be there. The local press was there. The Memphis newspaper commercial appeal was there, and they had, for the overflow in the little church they had only held about 100, 200 people.
Right.
So the overflow was out in on the lawn of Graceland, right in front of Elvis's mansion.
Wow.
And they had it on jumbotrons out on the lawn. So our whole family got to be a part of it and see it. It was really special.
Man, that you just got infinite brownie points for that, didn't you? Just with them.
Yeah, man, I'm a huge Elvis fan, so it was definitely some brownie points for me.
That's awesome. And I've seen you all over Facebook and stuff, and I can see that you are such a big family person, and that is so awesome. And as I was saying, I bumped into you at Rocklahoma last year, which you weren't even scheduled to play. And I walked back in that lounge, and as we tend to do, us in the media, we're looking around. I was like, no, wait, is that? And so we went over there, and you were such an open and welcoming guy, which is such a natural fit for Oklahoma. Every state has their reputations, but one thing we are always known for is our hospitality. So I think it's a good fit for you here. Can you tell me a little bit about attending Rocklahoma this past year, 2022?
Well, I took the family down there. We usually go down, if we're not out of town, we go down to Rocklahoma because it's, such a huge event. It's like going to the state fair around here. It's a big deal. And we wanted to go check out our friends that were playing. I knew Jelly Roll was going to play. He's a dear friend of mine. And Shinedown was going to play. They're dear friends of ours. And I kind of grew up and came up with Zach Myers, their guitar player, and he's born and raised in Memphis too. And just got to, sort of show my kids the backstage goings on of Rocklahoma, and how things work, and how they change equipment and change bands, and sort of the bird's eye view of what goes on at a rock show behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And just such a blessing to get to hang out with my buddies, and they invited me. This was a surprise. They invited me to get up and do Simple Man by Leonard Skinner with them.
I cried.
And I was just like, oh my God, I was tripping.
I'm not going to lie. I cried. I was in the pit, rocking out those credentials, and the acoustic version of Simple Man. I can't sing worth anything. That's probably why I'm half deaf, because my right ear just decided this guy sucks and packed up, left town. But that is one of my go-to songs, along with a lot of your own songs there, sir. So can you tell me a little bit about that powerful moment joining Jelly Roll and Shinedown on that stage, impromptu performance of Simple Man? Wow.
Yeah, just, so exciting, because I hadn't been on stage in a decade. I had left Saliva in 2010, 2011. And, I played, and I wrote some songs and did movie soundtracks and different little things here and there. But for the most part, I wasn't on stage for that entire 10 years. I was concentrating on raising a family, and had a young son in school, and two little girls that were starting school, and I just wanted to focus on my. At the same time, I wanted to focus on my own health and getting healthier and trying to sort of purge the rock and roll lifestyle, that
Sure.
I had kind of got under the wheels of the bus there for a minute, and I had to make some better lifestyle choices and clean up my life a little bit,
Sure.
because I wanted to be there for my family. I didn't want to be one of those rock and roll casualties. And I wanted to, be there for my sons and my daughters and be able to walk them down the aisle
Right.
someday and be at their graduations
Mm-hmm.
and things of that nature. And so I just concentrated on family. Um, and, getting to Rocklahoma and hearing that you're about to go on stage in front of like 40,000 people, I'm just like, oh my gosh. But it's a thrill. At the same time, there's that, they call it performers or performance energy. There's that nervousness, but at the same time, I couldn't wait. I was excited and thankful and grateful to be able to be on stage with two of my heroes.
Mm-hmm.
I love Jelly Roll so much, and I'm so proud of Jelly Roll's success. And I'm actually working with a friend of his. Scatterbrains is an awesome producer out of Nashville, and
Wow.
Struggle Jennings is another good friend of his, and I've become friends with him hanging out in Nashville. And so to get to be on stage with him and with Zach and Brent from Shinedown is just a dream come true for me. I mean, it just makes you. I think after taking a 10-year break, it made me appreciate it so much more.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to just walk back out on stage, and I think I said to Zach, I said, "Do you think they'll remember who I am?"
What? Can you
But
tell me a little bit about, did that song selection resonate with you? After, with all of this coming, on your shoulders, and then you're coming onto that station, and then you got to perform those powerful lyrics, those legendary lyrics from the late, great Leonard Skinner.
absolutely, because it's about your hopes and your dreams and your aspirations for what you want your life to look like, and it's about family and faith and all these. It just touches on all the different issues that we all face as humankind, and it was just a pleasure to get to go out there and do that song with those guys, and a magical moment. And I was glad to get to show that side of music and the power of music and the healing medicine of music. I was glad to get to show that to my children and my wife and family.
That's beautiful. Now you've taken that cannonball and just made that splash, rather unexpectedly in your own right. You didn't even know this was going to happen, and so now you've been bit by that music bug again, and you've got this new tour that you're going to be kicking off down here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, in my neck of the woods. You're coming to my backyard, dude, at RAWK
Nice.
the River, and we're going to be giving away two guitars that you signed right before you went on stage. One
I
is going
love
to
it.
go to just somebody who went to Rocklahoma. All they got to do is bring that wristband, and the other one is going to go to a veteran that was in attendance. And I am so excited that you signed these for me, and two, that you're going to be a party to it this next week at ROWK the River 2022. Can you tell me a little bit about getting ready to kick off this tour and doing it on a river in BFE, Oklahoma, nonetheless?
It couldn't be, I couldn't have planned it better if I had planned it myself. Sometimes you just have to trust your faith or the universe or whatever you believe in, for things to just fall into place. And so far so good. Things have just I've sort of given myself over to that power, and I've just let the chips fall where they may, as they say, and everything is just landed beautifully, and we're so fortunate and lucky to be able to kick the tour off right here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, like you said, right here in our own backyard. So we're just so excited, to get to play that show, and excited to get to give that guitar away to a fan, and give one away to the vets. I've always been so supportive of the veterans of the United States of America, and I've done 2 USO tours with Saliva over in South Korea and Japan, and I wasn't able to go over there and fight like they did, but I wanted to give something, you know what I mean? I wanted to give what I had to give, and that's the power of music. And I love, more than anything, getting to see how the music has affected rock and roll fans, and how the music has affected veterans, and how music is such a healing balm to people that have been through trauma and been through struggles and been through PTSD and depression and anxiety and all the things that we face. There's such a stigma on mental health, and I'm here to remove that stigma and let people know that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be broken, and it's okay to try to heal these issues, especially with the power of music. And to know that my music had a hand in any of that is just righteous. It's so righteous to me, man. It's just the best feeling in the world, because it has nothing to do with ego, and it has nothing to do with, being a rock star or any of that crap. It just has to do with how your words and your music touches other people's lives, and that's what I'm into.
That is absolutely beautiful, and it sums
Thanks,
up
man.
as our good friends Jason Polk and Christian Hopkins, aka the Trippy Vet, like to say: music is medicine, and that's what they're all about. And speaking of, I see that. Let's see what we've got. I don't want to miss anything. Before we move on to this tour, you've also got an appearance coming up here in Tulsa. You're going to be throwing out the pitch at the Drillers game?
Yeah, man. I'm really excited to get to throw the first pitch out at the Drillers game this Sunday.
How does that happen? Do they reach out to you, or you say, "Hey, I love baseball. What are y'all doing?"
Well, they reached out to my publicist Jennifer, and I was thinking they would want me to sing the national anthem or something like that, and I love to do that too. That's really my wheelhouse, is the national anthem and singing. But I love baseball too. I'm a huge fan of the Yankees my whole life, and but at the same time, I'm a fan of the Sox, a fan of the Red Sox. I'm a fan of the San Diego Padres.
I'm going to hide my Yankees memorabilia real quick. But I do love the Raiders hat, by the way. So I guess I redeemed myself with my love for the Las Vegas Raiders. Speaking of Las Vegas,
I love the black and silver, man.
I'm saying, man. So you've got that coming up first. We're going to be throwing out the Drillers game, and then you're going to be coming by here in Tahlequah for RAWK the River. I think we're going to be able to convince the Josey Scott to be the Outlaw of the River and float with us.
Oh, definitely. I floated that river me and my wife floated that river together, and and I've been down there several times. I love floating the river, man. It's awesome.
Yes, sir. I just came from the river before I had to get back here to get ready for the interview. The fish are running, so bring a pole. So we're going to be doing this now. We talked a little bit about Rocklahoma bumping into you, and a little birdie told me that you had a little hidden motive and reason that you were really wanting to go to Rocklahoma. Somebody that joined us last year, right before their appearance, Count 77, the Count Danny Coker, and you're going to be working with him coming up. Is this what I've heard?
Yeah, we're playing a show in Vegas at Vamped, so we're really excited about that.
That's freaking cool. And so tell me, this tour kicks off. It's been a while. You said 10 years. You got back and did the Super Dad thing, and now you're getting ready to go out on tour. How are you preparing yourself mentally and get your stuff ready for this big musical marathon across the country?
Well, right before Taylor Hawkins died, I'm a huge Foo Fighters fan and a huge Taylor Hawkins fan. And I saw an interview with him right before he passed away where he said, rock and roll is an athletic sport. And if you're not an athlete, then you gotta get the fuck out of here or something. It's what he said. I can't remember what he said at the tail end of it, but he basically what he was saying was if you're not willing to put your work in and take care of your body and keep yourself like a finely tuned machine, then you're not taking your music and your career and your musicianship seriously enough. And I've always struggled with my weight and with my going to the gym and having a trainer. When I was first in Saliva, I had a trainer that worked with me, and I just hated it. I had no passion and no love for getting beat up in the gym and getting all sore and everything, and them policing everything I ate and everything I did. But once I heard Taylor say those words, it just hit me in my soul, and I was like, I've got to do this myself. This has got to be a decision that I make. And once I did that, my wife gave me a membership to Planet Fitness that year, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this, man. I'm just going to do this myself. I don't need a trainer. I don't want anybody to, help me or whatever. I mean, I definitely took advice from different people about how to eat and what to do in the gym and how to work out. But I wanted to have the intestinal fortitude to go do it myself.
Right.
And I think that was the driving force of it all, was to just get in the gym and don't look back. And since then I haven't. I go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, and I do about 8 to 10 miles a day on the treadmill, running and speed walking, and I lift weights and do strength training and resistance training.
Wow.
And I've just really gotten into it. I have an addictive personality, and I've that's bit me in the ass a bunch in my life, because I've gotten addicted to things that I didn't need to be addicted to. But now I'm addicted to fitness, man. I'm addicted to my health and being here for my children and my wife for many years to come, and taking care of myself. So
congratulations, man.
That's where I get the drive to go back on stage. It's just wanting to look my best, feel my best, and go on stage and deliver the package, as we say, deliver that package of music that people are looking for, and deliver, like you said, that medicine, that music, that only music carries.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting myself ready to be that person that delivers that music to the people. So I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's go.
I may have to change your nickname from the Outlaw to the Phoenix, man. You just resurge, just shed it all. You're just coming out ready to kick ass and whole mind, body, and spirit, man. I can't wait to see it. Next week, RAWK the River, and for you baseball fans, before then, the Drillers game. Josey Scott is going to be throwing out the first pitch. Are you ready? Are you like training to? Are you going to strike them out, burn a hole through that catcher's mitt, or are you going to throw it like me and get it halfway there?
Oh no, I'm been practicing with both my brothers are baseball guys and athletes, so I've been practicing with them a little bit. So
wonderful.
I think I'll be able to get it there.
Good deal. And we're even going to see him tearing up the Illinois River here next week at RAWK the River. And he's going, maybe I can even convince him to help me hand out a couple of these guitars. So I can't wait to see it, man. And so glad to have you here in Oklahoma. Welcome to the state. I'm glad to have you as a neighbor. And
man, thank you, Adam. I appreciate that.
Now, Josey, I like to conclude every interview by giving my guest an opportunity to address their fans, the folks who support them. The reason that I've got a show is so they can watch you, and the folks that are going to see you in this upcoming tour. Josey, the stage is yours.
Well, Adam, I just want to thank you for having me today. I appreciate the opportunity to get to speak with you and get to answer questions and chat with you a bit. And to the fans, I just want to express my deepest heartfelt gratitude and thankfulness for being able to have the opportunity to come back to them and return to that stage and to share those moments with them delivering this music. And I absolutely, like you said earlier, Adam, I absolutely believe that music is medicine and there's a healing power in music. And I'm just so thankful and grateful to get to have the opportunity to deliver that to the fans. So I'm so excited. And to the fans, I'm coming. Josey Scott Saliva is coming, baby.
Hell yeah. And that was Josey Scott. And as always, I'm Adam Richmond with the official podcast of Rocklahoma. Until next time, rock on.